Somebody had a box of trucker hats in their driveway and it said free on it, so I took all of them. Quite a few good ones, including this Cat Butler. There were two of these denim blue jean type hats, and I just got around to putting up those two hats today. One was slightly better, this one, and before I got the second one put up, this one sold for $30. And so I put the other one up. It's not quite as nice, but it's exactly the same. So I just left it at $30. I was going to price it at $20 because it's not quite as nice, but this went so fast, just minutes after putting it up. So somebody had it on their watch list. Sort of a denim blue jean with a embroidered patch. Butler Cat Caterpillar. Made by Tonkin in the United States. And it's sold again for 30 bucks. This is a pair of Born Chukka style boots. And they had I was able to research the model number and find out they were called Harrisons. So that went in the listing as well. And this took about 2 months to sell these. They were just $2 at a garage sale. And they sold for 40 bucks. I've done well with these blow mold Christmas items, this being just a large wreath with a candle. It does have the lights in it. And I got it for just $1 along with a Santa, about the same size. The Santa doesn't have a light. I'm trying to locate a light kit for it, but I was surprised at how much these went for. This one is a Empire, made by Empire. And I was able to get $100 for it. These are LL Bean duck boots, they call these. Remember the craze a couple years ago when they couldn't make enough? Prices skyrocketed. I think I sold a pair of these once for around $140. Well, I believe the manufacturing process has caught up with demand. I've had these for a number of months, probably since last winter, if I remember right. But they finally did sell full price, 90 bucks. This is a Woolrich winter parka. I bought this last fall and it didn't sell over the winter. Had plenty of lookers and watchers and questions. Matter of fact, one of the questions was about something I didn't know about, but apparently these also came with a fake fur ruff that zips in to the edge of the hood here. But even low ball offers weren't high enough, and today, out of the blue, sold for full price. Not that it's a huge price, but it did sell for 60 bucks. I acquired these 4 vintage model kits on an online auction. It's a little town in Iowa, about 40 minutes away. Among other things I bought at that online auction. Unfortunately, none of the models are correct. This 64 Impala has actually got a little Vespa model, which is valuable in itself. So none of the kits are actually what they are. They're just a bunch of parts, odds and end parts. But the boxes are nice. And I was able to get $40 for these. This is a new old stock Ford speedometer cable. I'm getting good at deciphering these part numbers. I know the D means 1970, the 5 is for 75, and with a Z in the first prefix, that's for a Mustang. In any case, this sold for $130. This is a Wherever aluminum tea kettle. I picked this up for like 50 cents at a garage sale, mostly just because I like the style of the handle. And I put it up for sale for $30 a couple weeks ago. And today I got a question asking, how many quarts does it hold? I'm always reluctant to put that in there because it all depends on where you think the fill line is. So I filled it up to about here, halfway up the spout. And I measured out to 2 quarts exactly. And then she made a best offer of $22 and I took that. Another one of these metal signs sold. Bought several of these Corvette signs. That's commemorating the early years of Corvette anyway. And I bought several of these for just a dollar or two, and been selling over the years, probably 3 years now, and they sell for 10 bucks a piece. This is a Franklin Mint 1940 Ford pickup truck, still in its original box, and I had this priced at $130, I believe, and took a $75 best offer after about a year and a half. This portable record player is made by Emerson. It's very similar, and maybe actually made by the same company, but it's very similar to the General Electric Wildcat series of record players. Sort of a fold-down affair. And this one I picked up at a garage sale. They wanted $25, and I finally got them down to $10 on it after plugging it in and showing them that it didn't work at all. But I took it apart and cleaned it all up, got it working real nice. Just about to test it before I bundle it up, package it up. Always like to make sure that everything's working fine. These are the things you want to test on a record player: that the record drops, the tone arm moves over, and of course it makes noise. Another important aspect is the return feature once it reaches the end of the record. So this one's ready to go, and it sold for $130. This is a vintage rolling number digital clock made by Scavenger, and this wonderful harvest gold color. Found this at a garage sale last week. It was just a couple of dollars. Lots of cool stuff at that garage sale. I just kept picking up stuff, and they didn't have it priced, and I said, well, how much you give? Just $2? Okay. It sits on this nice pedestal, which is adjustable, and it works just great. Although I had a question this morning from someone wondering if the backlight works. Well, I didn't see any light, so I did take it apart and had a look, and there is no backlight on this particular model. This is model number 101. And so while I had it open, I decided to lubricate the pivot points. And I sent him a picture of it opened up saying that there was no light. A couple hours later it sells, but it sold to someone else for $90. Another pair of Z-Coil. These are work boots, and they have the cover over the spring. I got these at a garage sale for $2. I don't think they knew what they were. Z-Coil is just embossed in the side, and the coil is covered, so nobody thought they were anything special. I guess this proves how popular the boots are over the sneakers that I sold last week, I think. Those took over a year to sell, and these I've only had up for about a week. So I guess people like those covers over the springs so they don't look like those kids in the 50s with their wacky spring shoes bouncing around. And these sold for $130. Another suitcase style record player, RCA stereo phonograph. And I found this at a garage sale for $10. It wasn't working, but all I had to do was pull this apart and clean it up, and it works just fine. And it's kind of cool. It's got these swing out speakers that also detach if desired for more stereo separation. And before I ship it, I like to double check my work. Looks like it's still operating just fine. Nice and smooth. Make sure the end of play works. Nice old K-tail record. Looks like we're ready to pack and ship. And this sold for $130. Even old cassette decks bring money. Actually, I kind of got lazy. I've had this since 2014, just sitting on a shelf. I tested it when I got it. Only worked in the play position, didn't rewind or fast forward. I opened it up and it's got deteriorated belts. Normally that would be something I would just go ahead and fix, but the reason I didn't fix it is because you almost have to completely dismantle the entire cassette deck mechanism to do it. And at the time I wasn't looking to do that kind of work. I am kind of now, kind of wondering if I shouldn't have kept this on the shelf a little longer. They're worth $300 to $500 in good working condition, or restored I should say. And this one, like I said, only works in the play position. It's a model CT9191. So if you see any of these giant cassette decks that made by Pioneer, they're worth money even not working. I got $110 for this one.